Okay, thank you. We have a lady in the middle here.
Hello, my name is Annabelle, and I'm from the Bunte, from the German press, and I write about cars, so I still have to ask
Well,
you...
what a fitting place to be.
I still have to ask you the question, how was it to drive the new Lancia Delta?
I never drove. That was always Pier Francesco drove. I was always in the passenger seat.
But you were sitting in the car.
We'll keep the questions to the film. Thank you. In the baseball cap in the back. We're going on to follow-up questions now. If I missed anybody, yes, sir. Didn't see your hand there. We'll get to you after this, gentleman.
For Ewan McGregor, here in the back, you have to know everything about the Vatican, your character you're portraying. So the thing is, what surprised you the most? I don't know, about the conclave or the destroying the fisherman ring, or what surprised you the most about the whole ritual?
Well, nothing surprised me about it because I didn't know anything about any of it, so I had to find out about all of it. I don't know, there are a set of rituals that symbolize different things. I don't know, we had a great advisor who showed us, what was quite nice about it, what was nice about doing some of those things was to learn what goes on behind the scenes, you know, when we're doing the Pope's funeral and the ceremonies around there, and you know, it looks from the not the audience, what's it called in church, the congregation's point of view, all seamless. And of course, backstage there's a guy who can't get the matches lit to get the incense burning, and there's all things going wrong backstage. So that was quite good fun to learn about.
Thank you. In the front row, please, sir. Do we have a microphone for the front row? Thank you. This gentleman hasn't asked a question. Anybody else who hasn't asked a question, raise your hand nice and high. I see you in the back.
Hi, it's Chris from Belgium. A question for Mr. Brown. With J.K. Rowling and her publishers, there was a bit of paranoia about, you know, leaking the content of the book. How about you? Do you feel confident that nothing is going to leak out? Or do you anything particularly?
I have a confident paranoia.
Okay, thank you. Yes, please, right here.
Hi, I'm Sherry Jennings with Associated Press Television. This is for Ron Howard and Tom Hanks. If Dan Brown's third book does become produced into a movie by Sony, are you interested? Would you like to
Sure,
continue?
you bet. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, absolutely.
Have you had talks about it? Are you?
None whatsoever. I do know, however, the words "the," "cat," and "boogeyman" do appear in the next Dan Brown book. I give you that as a little bit of the contraband that is leaked.
Dan is a fantastic conversationalist. He's become a really good friend. Great, you know, we had dinner with him last night. He's telling stories. He's talking a mile a minute until you ask one single question about the new book, and then it sort of stops.
I just keep saying, please, can it take place in the Bahamas? Please, please. Can the first scene be Robert Langdon relaxes on a hammock underneath a swaying palm tree? Can that please be the first scene of the third Robert Langdon book?
Okay, I've had a great experience making these two films as a filmmaker. They're great stories, and to try to translate them to the screen and bring them to life in that way, not only interesting for me as a director, I hope rewarding for audiences, but great life experiences because of the subjects that he delves into. It's fascinating work to adapt one of his stories, and so, you know, I, along with the rest of the world, am dying to read this book and very open, eager, and excited about the prospect of a third one.
I'm hoping it's called the Red Stripe Beer Conspiracy.
Okay, we've got the last question, please.
Hi, I'm John from the Straits Times in Singapore. I have a question for Dan Brown and Ron Howard. Critics have been generally unkind, both literary critics to Dan Brown and movie critics to the Da Vinci Code. How do you feel about your lack of critical appreciation, and has that affected the way both of you have worked?
Nice last question. That's a real upper to finish on. That's nice.
It's killing us. They're killing us, those critics. Killing us.
Look, as with in any creative field, whether it's music or film or books, you create something that is to your own taste, and you hope people share your taste. Not everybody's going to share your taste. Some of what I write, or what I write, some people really enjoy, and some people absolutely can't stand. And I wouldn't expect it to be any other way.
And I've been doing this for a long time, and at a certain point you gain a perspective. And while I'm one of those people that in my heart of hearts, if you strap me to a lie detector, you'd see that I was lying if I said anything other than I want everyone to like everything I do on film. It's impossible. But emotionally, that's my response. So I have emotional responses to negative reviews when I hear about them. But I've been involved in this for a long time, and if you don't have the courage of your own conviction, then and if you start, feeling like you're shaping the work you do based on, the response of really anyone else other than what you think, and maybe your closest advisors and collaborators, you're doing yourself and the work you do a great disservice. The fact of the matter is, I was involved in 2 television shows that were, spectacular successes that have endured. We never got good reviews on those shows, ever. And yet I know in both instances that they've had real enduring value for its audience. So, there's often, sometimes the critics and the audience go hand in hand, sometimes they don't. It's just an aspect of what we do, which is make something we believe in, share it, and see what people think.
Thank you, and thank you to all of you for coming and answering our questions. We look forward to seeing you at the premiere. Thank you.